Hello and welcome to Kids Cane Sunday School. I'm Eden.
And I'm Sarah, and this morning we're going to talk about our scripture passage right off the bat. We're going to be hearing Eden read Matthew 15, 10 through 20 in just a second. But before she reads it, I wanted to talk just a second about it because what's happening in this passage is Jesus is talking to some religious leaders. And what he says to these people kind of surprises them. But Jesus did that a lot. A lot of times what he said surprised the people around them. So, Eden, would you be willing to read our passage today? Again, it's Matthew 15, verses 10 through 20.
Sure, I would. Today, instead of the Deep Blue Bible, I'm reading from the Adventure Bible.
Nice.
And again, we are reading from Matthew 15, 10 through 20. Jesus called the crowd to him. He said, "Listen and understand. What goes into your mouth does not make you unclean. It's what comes out of your mouth that makes you unclean." Then the disciples came to him. They asked, "Do you know that the Pharisees were angry when they heard this?" Jesus replied, "There are plants that will be pulled up by the roots. Leave them. The Pharisees are blind guides. If a blind person leads another who is blind, both of them will fall into a pit." Peter said, "Explain this to us." "Don't you understand yet?" Jesus asked them. "Don't you see? Everything that enters the mouth goes into the stomach, then it goes out of the body. But the things that come out of the mouth come from the heart. Those are the things that make you unclean. Evil thoughts come out of the heart. So do murder, adultery, and other sins, and so do stealing, false witnesses, and telling lies about others unclean. But eating without washing your hands does not make you unclean."
So that's kind of an interesting passage, huh?
Yeah, it was.
Kind of confusing, but I have a way for us to think about it. And I'm going to reach back here and get a paper bag to help us out a little bit. So I have this. Do you know what this is? Eden, what is this?
Toothpaste.
Toothpaste, yeah. So I'm going to show you that it's actually toothpaste. I'm going to squeeze some out
Oh, man. Can
on
I
this
smell
paper
it?
bag. And Eden's going to verify for you that it's toothpaste. Here it is.
I wish
Toothpaste.
we had smell vision so we could smell.
Yeah, it smells minty, doesn't it?
It smells really good. It smells like our toothpaste at home.
It smells like our toothpaste at home.
It looks like frosting.
So you verify that this is toothpaste, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you know that it's toothpaste?
It smells like toothpaste. It says natural, wicked, cool fluoride toothpaste, mild mint.
So you verify it by what it says on the container and what it looks like inside, right? So what if I did this? Just bear with me for a minute. I got to get a couple pieces of tape.
I can help you.
What if I did this?
Oh my goodness, that's a lot of tape.
There's a lot of tape. What if I did this, though? And what if I did this? It says, Yummy Yum Frosting.
Perfect for cakes, cookies, and more.
Perfect for cakes, cookies, and more. So this label says that this is frosting, right?
Yeah.
Would me putting this label on this container change what's inside?
No.
Would you frost a cupcake with this?
No.
With this Yummy Yum frosting? No. You probably wouldn't because you know that it's really toothpaste. We already verified it. We looked at what was on the inside. We saw that it was toothpaste. And just because I put a new label on it doesn't mean that it stops being toothpaste, right? That's what Jesus was trying to get across to the people he was talking to called the Pharisees. He was trying to tell them that even though everything that they were doing on the outside made it look like they were these really good, godly people, they wore the right clothes, they went to the synagogue every day. On the outside, they looked like they were living their lives for God. The problem was the outside wasn't a good reflection of the inside. Just like with this label isn't a good reflection of what's on the inside of this tube. it wasn't a good match. It didn't match up. So Jesus wants us to understand that the things that we say will reflect what's really in our hearts. So if we say a lot of mean and nasty things, it might be time to look at our hearts and see what's going on in our hearts. Sometimes we have those feelings when we feel hurt or when we feel sad or when we feel upset because something unfair happens to us. But Jesus wants us to be able to replace those things that are maybe not so good on the inside with good things so that good things will flow from our lives. We are responsible for every word that we say and everything that we do. So as people who love Jesus, our goal is to help others to know and love Jesus too. So that's why it's important for the things that we say to be a true example of what Jesus is about.
Yeah. Let's dig into our memory verse. This week it is from Proverbs 4, verse 23. We chose the New International Reader's Version for this week. Here it is. Above everything else, guard your heart. Everything you do comes from it. Just like my mom was talking about in our lesson today, everything we do flows from our heart. It shapes into all that we do.
So yeah, this morning I thought we'd do a little craft.
Fun.
To help us remember it's important to guard our hearts. So when you pick up your Sunday school packet, you're going to have some things in there. One of them is a fun puzzle that you can do. And you might notice that on some of the papers in here, the verse is a little bit different than the version Eden read. That's okay. This is, the puzzle is the version Eden just read. So you can make that puzzle to practice at home. But there's also a craft in here. And for the craft, you need, you'll need your heart. And we already did step 1 of our craft. We cut a little spot open for you. You'll need the black triangle piece of paper. And then you'll need this white paper with some lists on it.
And some glue.
That's all in your packet. And Eden mentioned glue. You'll have to find glue and scissors at home. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your heart and you're going to glue your triangle piece to the back of your heart. Make sure you put the glue very close to the edges so it doesn't stop your door from opening up, okay? So Eden's going to do that part. And while she's doing that, I'm actually going to skip down and cut out some of our paper over here.
I got it on the paper.
That's okay. It's fine. It's on the paper. She got a little bit of glue on the paper. So while she's doing that, I'm going to cut out, this white piece of paper has words on it, and some of the words are things that are good to have in our hearts, and some of the things are bad to have in our hearts. So I'm just going to cut out, you'll want to cut out along the black lines, and then there's even a space at the bottom for you to add your own things to
really
your heart or things that you don't want to have in your heart. So while she's doing that, I'm going to cut out a few of these. It's very close to the edge. It's perfect. That's exactly how we want it. And one of the things you might want to do too,
I love using this glue. It's so fun.
So let's just put this right on here, just like this.
Oh my goodness, Mom, I'm scared.
Why are you scared? It's just a craft.
Because it might. Oh my goodness.
So we're going to push it on. So it'll look like this.
Oh my gosh.
It's okay.
Look at how much glue we got.
When you open up the little flap, you'll be able to see the black part of the triangle, the part of the black triangle. Now, one of the things you can do is what we would recommend you do is maybe draw a little picture on this to make it look like a door.
Maybe so you can just.
I'm going to let Eden just use a pen. You can use crayons or markers or whatever you have at home. So she's going to use a pen and she's going to make that look like a door.
Oh man.
And what we're going to do, go ahead. Just do it kind of fast.
I'm trying to go fast.
Okay.
It's not very good, but
so Eden made her door look like this. So what we're going to do, and you'll want to wait till your glue dries for this part, but what you'll do after your glue dries is you'll be able to open the door of your heart and decide what kind of things, let's keep that over here for a second, what kind of things you want to put in your heart. So I have 4 pieces of paper cut out of our paper. You want to cut out all of those. And the first one says cheating. So
Ooh.
should we put cheating in our heart or no?
No.
No, I don't think so. What about
helping others?
helping others? So yeah, you can take helping others and you can stick that right in. Yep. Just stick it right in. There you go. And then you'll have helping others in your heart. And that's one of the good things that'll flow out of our heart. When we have that in our heart, it'll flow out of our heart. What about this one? What about lying? Do we want that in our heart?
We
No, we don't want that in our heart.
What about kindness?
What do you think?
I
Yeah.
think we want that in our heart.
So you can stick that in. And again, at home, you'll want to wait till your glue dries to do this part. But because we want to show you on the video, we wanted to get it in there right now. So then you'll have good things in your heart. And then when you have good things in your heart, just like our Bible verse said, good things will come out of our heart too. Everything flows from what's in our heart. So we want to have good things coming out of it. So that's our craft this week. And you'll also notice there's a coloring page and another activity sheet in your take-home packet. And again, you can pick up that take-home packet at church on anytime between Friday and Sunday afternoon. So you'll just want to remember to do that. They'll be right on the porch at church. So I think that's our craft for today.
Yeah. And, well, that's it for today. We'd love to see your craft projects. Post them on Kids Kingdom Facebook page or send them to christianed@pfumc.org. Or you can text my mom a picture. Remember, packets with the basic supplies you need for our Sunday school projects are available for pickup at church Friday morning to Sunday afternoon. See you next time. Have a great week. Bye.